In this tutorial, we're going to be redesigning this flyer you're seeing by your left to this one by your right. If this is your first time here, please subscribe to this channel and let us grow together. We'll get started by opening our Coreldraw. So this is our Coreldraw workspace. This is the flyer we are going to be redesigning. So the first thing we are going to do right now is we are going to draw a box into this workspace by coming to our rectangle tool, right, by your left hand side. You see all the tools here. So you click on rectangle tool, right, and then you draw it like this. Make sure your workspace is set to inches, right? Make sure it's set to inches. Then you click on the box and then come here. The flower size is 6.5 by 7.5 inches, right? So here we have it. Here we have it. So now that we've set the frame size, so the next thing we are going to do is to go and import all the materials that we'll need for this flyer design. So let's right click and then come to import, right? And then we come to where the file is located, or Shiloh 2023. So we are going to be using all of these materials you're seeing right here, right? So the link to download them will be in the description. So just click download the files and use them for your designs as well, right? So you highlight all of them and then you import them like this, import them, import them, import them, import them, right? Import all of them, all of them, all of them, all of them, right? I think it's remaining, right? Import all of them, right? This is the pastor's picture. Let's put it here, right? So we're going to be creating all of this, but in a different way. So the first thing we are going to do right now is to bring in this very background here. We'll bring it in, right? We'll bring it in, and then we right click on it and then come to power click inside, then we'll power click inside, right? Then we right click on it like this and then say edit power click. Edit power click. So we now scale it up. We drag our node by the edge, drag it like this. You see what we have right now, right? Then we'll now come to our effects. We'll now come to our effect and then come to blur and then come to Gaussian blur, right? And then we leave it at 7.2. Let's leave it like this, 7.2, and then we'll click OK, right? And then we'll click on finish editing, right? You see what we're having, right? So the idea is to have a nicer, better background, and we are building it already. So the next thing we are going to do is to bring in this guy here. We'll bring it in like this and then drag it this way. And we'll drag it this way. Let's raise it up a little bit. And then we pick our transparency tool here. You see our transparency tool, pick it like this, and then come to the picture and then apply it this way. Apply it this way. Drag it down like this. You see what we have right now. So when you apply it this way, then you now come to your transparency tool again, and then come to merge mode where we have this normal, and then you come to soft light, right? You come to soft light. Let's adjust it a little bit. Let's adjust the picture a little bit, right? And then let's raise it up, right? So you now right click on it and then power click inside. So the next thing you're going to do right now is to bring in this very background you're seeing here. You bring it in and then scale it up like this. And then you come to your transparency tool again and then apply it this way. And you apply it this way, right? You apply it this way and then come to bitmap and then convert to bitmap. Make sure it's in RGB and you convert to bitmap. Then you come to transparency tool again and then apply it this way. You apply it this way, right? When you apply it this way, you now adjust it, and then right click on it and come to power click and then power click it inside. Guys, you see what we have right now? You see our background alone is killing this guy, right? So that is the idea, to create something more fantastic, something more appealing to the eyes, right? So you can see what we have right now. The next thing we are going to do, guy, is to bring in this other background that you see here. This other background is a background of the last Shiloh they did. So we're going to blend it inside. Let's increase it like this, right? You take your crop to your shape to, right? This shape to here, and then you adjust it like this. Adjust it like this so that it doesn't cover your entire screen. Like this, you adjust it like this, right? Then you increase it some more, and then you come this way, right? When you come like this, you now come to your transparency tool again and then apply it this way. When you apply it this way, you now come to your merge mode where we have normal and then come to overlay, right? You see what we have right now? You see what we have? Let's increase it a little, right? You see what we have right now? Then you will right click on it again. You adjust very, you right click on it again and then power click it inside. Guys, you see what we have right now? You see what we have? So the next thing we are going to do now that we've done this, let's adjust this thing a little. Let's readjust it a little. I think it's too, we've increased it too much. Okay, let's reduce it a little. Let's increase it a little. And this is better, right? So the next thing we are going to do right now is to start bringing in our text. We have a nice background like this. So the next thing we're going to do is to bring in our text, right? You'll see that we are not disputing the crowd they use here. We're just improving on it. We're just telling them that it could be better, right? So we are bosses here. So we'll now go to where we have the text. This is the text here. So we'll now copy all of them, right? Copy it like this, and then let's take this guy far away, right? And then take your text tool here, draw like this, and then you paste it. Because I set my background to be black, my Coreldraw background to be black, so that's why you paste black on it, you will have to give a color white for it to show. So I'm giving a color white so that you guys can see it, right? So we'll start by copying Shiloh. We'll copy Shiloh 2023, right? We'll copy it and bring it here like this. I'll bring it here like this. We'll now increase it this way and then break it apart. I'll break it apart. We'll now come to our font, and then give it Consens Extra Bold. If you know me too well, you know how much I love that font. I love it so much, and I can use it because it's a family font. I can use it, either thick, regular, bold, or extra bold. So now that you have it this way, you now press Ctrl K, K for knife, Ctrl K on your keyboard, right, to separate them, and then bring. Okay, let's leave it here, right? Let's leave it here, and then take our shape tool, and then make sure they lap on each other like this, right? You see what I have? With your shape tool, you adjust it this way. You can adjust it like this or take it inside. Make sure they lap on each other, right? Make sure they lap on each other. Then you now press Ctrl K on your keyboard, right? When you press Ctrl K, you now press Ctrl Q on each of them. Click on each of them and press Ctrl Q, Ctrl Q, Ctrl Q to convert it to curve. So when you do that, you now increase this one like this. This 0, you now increase it like this. When you increase it like this, you now click on it, hold your shift key down on your keyboard, and then click on this 2, When you click on this two, the property will show here. Then you now say trim. When you trim it, you click on O again, that's 0 again. Click on this 2 again, and then come here and say trim again, right? And you delete it. You see what we have right now? The same thing you will do for 3. You will duplicate this 3, right? Control C, Control V to duplicate it, and then you increase it like this. When you increase it like this, you now click on it, hold your shift key down, click on this 2, and then come to this place and trim it. Then you delete. You see what we have right now? You see what we have right now? Then we have Shiloh 2023. Shiloh 2023. Right? You see what we have right now? Then you now come here and take your freehand tool, like this, then draw a line like this, right? And give the thickness 1.5 from here, 1.5, and then give it outline white, right? Change the outline color to white, and then you duplicate it and bring it here. You see what we have right now? You see what we have? Then you can now bring it here, Shiloh 2023. Right? You're seeing what we have, right? So the next thing you are going to bring in, guys, is this guy here. You're bringing this guy in here, right? We'll bring it in. We'll now break it apart. You will separate it like this. Flourish in hard times. Then we Control K on our keyboard to break them apart, right? Let's give all of them the same font, Consens Extra Bold, right? So I will put the link to download these fonts. I will put it in the description so that you too can download it and use it, right? Then you increase it. When you increase it, you bring this guy, you bring it in like this, you increase it this way, right? Increase it this way, and then you increase this one too, you increase it this way, and then you take it up a little, right? And then you click on the two of them, click like this, you see this rotation icon, the rotation node, and then you rotate it like this, right? You rotate it like this, right? And then you rotate it this way again, just a little, right? So when you do that, then you now reduce this guy like this, right? When you reduce it, let's take this one down a little. When you reduce it, you now come to your rectangle tool, and then draw like this. Again, you draw like this, right? When you draw like that, you now take your interactive fill tool. Interactive fill tool is for us to give some kind of gradient color into our object, right? So you click on it and then drag it from the beginning and drag it to the end like this. So when you drag it, it automatically gives you two nodes. This is one here and this is one here. You see these boxes? Yes, that's what it gives you. Then an adjustment linear, which is this one at the middle, where you can use to adjust the gradient of the color. So what we're going to do now is we are going to click on this first one and give it red, right? And click on this second one and give it yellow. You see what we have right now, guys? You see what we have? Then you see that it has some black outline, this black outline. So we are going to come here where you see this red line. You also have it here like that. Here. You also have it here. Then you just right click to remove it. When you right click to remove it, then you now go to your shape tool. Let's reduce it a little, right? You now go to your shape tool, this shape tool like this, and then you come to this node you're seeing here by the edges, and then you take it like this. Make sure it's on round corner up here. So any tool that you pick here, the property will show here. Any tool at all that you're using here, the property will show here. So the property of this shape 2 is what we are seeing right here, right? So make sure it's on round curve, right? So that you curve the edges like this, right? Then you click on OK. Then you come back, click on it, and then take it up like this, just the way you have these other ones, right? You take it up like this. When you take it up like that, you now bring this guy, you bring this guy here like this, and then you click on it like this and then rotate it to, you rotate it like this. Click on it, Control A, and then, sorry, you click on it, come to your shape 2, and then come to this place and then drag it like this to reduce the spacing. That's too much. Okay, this is better. Then you bring it down like this, and then you rotate it also a little, and then you rotate it also a little like this, right? You see what we have right now? You see what we have? And then you bring this guy, you bring this guy like this, and then you bring it here. You bring it here and reduce it very well. Reduce it very well. You can rotate this too if you want, right? You can rotate it to let it be closer a little bit, and you give it color black, right? And you give it color black, right? You can let's take it closer to this guy a little, and then let's make sure it's well placed. This is better, right? So you see what we have right now. Now let's take this down a little, and then let's bring this guy down a little also. So we now come to our interactive field 2 again, and then let's adjust this guy a little, right? Let's adjust it a little, and then let's click here and then come to this place. This dot you are seeing arrow that is facing down, note color. Then you now click here and then adjust this color a little, but that's okay. Then you take this up front. You see what we have right now. You see what we have right now. This is fantastic. So the next thing we are going to do right now is to bring the bishop in. The picture that we have is to bring it in like this, right? We bring it in like this, right? And then let's reduce it. I'll reduce it like this, and then let's increase it a little, right? And then we'll right click on it and then click it inside, right? You see what we have, guys? So when we've done that, the next thing we are going to do right now is to bring in the name of the bishop. To copy like this, right? And then bring it here like this. Like, then you break it apart, and then you come to your font and give it consens extra bold. Then you come to your shape 2 and then reduce the spacing like this, and then reduce the spacing a little, right? And then you increase it. Bishop David Oyedepo, right? The man of God. I respect him so much. So, guys, if you follow me to this stage and you have not subscribed, you're very wicked. Don't be wicked. Subscribe, turn on the notification button so that you get all the subsequent tutorials. You'll be the first person to get the tutorials, right? Immediately you turn on your notification button. Don't be a wicked person. Subscribe. Then the next thing we are going to do, we are copying this text and the anointed men of God, anointed ministers. We copy it and bring it right here, and then let's reduce it a little, right? You can even click on it and highlight it, then right click on it, come to change case, and then change it to capital letter, right? So let's also take our shape to, right, and then drag it like this, right, and then reduce it a little, right. Let's make sure it's bold, right. You see what we have right now. You see what we have. So that is it. The next thing we are going to copy, the next thing we are going to copy here is we are going to copy the date and the time. The date and the time. Let's put the date and the time first. So we are not just going to drop it like this. We are going to make sure it stands out, right? That's what good designers does. They make sure everything stands out so that your flyer is not only beautiful, but it is also visible to the eye, right? So we are going to make use of this guy you're seeing right here. It's called 3D glass ball. If you want to search for it, if you want another color, right, that you want to search for, you can search for it. Let's go online right now and you see it. You see the paper cut that I downloaded before. Let's say I want to download that ball now. You see 3D glass ball. Then you enter, right? You can see orange or this yellow. You see blue. You see white. You see different colors. You see green, right? You see different colors. So that is it. That's how I got this one, right? You see all this information that I'm giving you guys. If I give you this information and you still don't subscribe, it is not good. It is not good. Please subscribe. Subscribe. So the next thing we are going to do is to come here and pick our rectangle tool and then draw like this. We draw our rectangle tool like this. We draw it this way, right? I will draw it this way. Let's give it color yellow, red first, and then remove the outline. You know how we remove the outline. You click on that stroke, or you use here, just right click, and then the outline will remove, right? Then you now come to your Eclipse tool. Eclipse tool is the circle that you see here, the circle tool. It's called Eclipse tool. Then you draw like this. When you draw like this, you let's reduce it a little, then duplicate it, Control C, Control V, and then we increase that like this, right? When we increase that, we'll now click on it and then hold our Shift key down on our keyboard, then click on this box, and then we'll see the property here, and then we'll click on Trim. We'll trim it. When we trim it like that, this one, let's give it white outline first so that we see it. Then we now bring this guy like this very one, we'll now bring it this way, and then right click on it, come to power click, and then power click it inside. Then we now right click, edit power click, and we go inside the circle and then come and place it like this. I will place it, we reduce it. We reduce it very well. Let it. You see what I'm doing? You reduce it. You reduce it. When you're done, you finish editing, right? And then you remove the outline of the box. Let's adjust it a little so that that white outside here, you see what we have. You see how it wobbles, right? That is the idea. That is the idea. Then you bring this red guy, this guy here, right? You bring this guy here. You come to your transparency tool, right? And apply it this way. The idea is that so that when you want to print, this outline will not spoil your work. This background, these sharp edges will not spoil your work. So you convert it to bitmap, right? You pick your transparency tool again, do the same thing here, right? Then bitmap it again, and then you come here and do the same thing here, right? And then you come here and bitmap it again. Then you come here and do the same thing here, and then you come here and bitmap it. So when you're done like that, you now come to your merge mode and then come to add. You see what add does? You see what it does? It gives it some kind of shining effect. You see it? You see it, then you reduce it. Let's reduce it like this. You see what we have right now, right? So we reduce it like that. Then we now duplicate it. Let's duplicate it. We'll bring it down like this, right? And then let us bring this color. Let's drag it. Let's ungroove it first. Let's drag it and then bring it here inside. And then we do the same thing here. Let's adjust it. We come to our interactive fit tool and then adjust it like this. Just click on this one and press Ctrl R. The adjustments you made here will automatically come here, right? That's how it works. Then you come here like this and change this font to this, right? So when you do that, come to your shape tool and then reduce it like this. When you reduce it small, I think that's too much. Just small, right? And then you increase it. When you increase it, you press Ctrl K on your keyboard and then bring this one here. Reduce it, right? Just click on this one, press Ctrl R, it will be reduced to. Then you bring this one to in like this. This one is too long. Let's see if we can reduce the spacings, right? You see this one, right? You see what we have right now. That is it. That is it, right? So let's move this guy up a little. I think that's better. So the next thing we are going to do right now is that we are going to bring in the address. Let's also move the bishop. Let's move him back a little. See what we have. Move him back a little, right? So we are going to now copy the address now. We'll copy the address like this, right? And then bring it here, right? So let's move all of these. Let's move them up. Oh shit. I did not move the red background. Let's make sure we highlight everything like this and then move it up, right? Let's move this one too up. Now that we move it up, we'll now bring this guy here like this. Let's reduce it. We'll reduce it and make sure it is centralized. When it's centralized like that, we increase it, right? I think we're missing one letter. That's one thing about copying text. You have to pay attention to details. We miss F here. So after we've done this, we'll now come here and then change the font to consens, the same consens we use, right? Let's Control K on our keyboard and then increase this guy, Fate Tabernacle, increase it and then bring it back like this. right? You see what we have right now? That's the address that we just put like that. Then let's bring it down a little, right? Let's bring it down. And then we come to, we bring this background, this paper cut, right? Let's bring it in. We are going to use it now here. We're going to use it now. Let's increase it like this, and then let's bring it this way, right? Now we'll bring it, we'll now right click on it, right? And then power click it inside. You see what we have, guys? Then we right click and then edit power click. Then come to this place and click on this man of God, and then come to order and say in front of layer, right? You see it's in front of everything, right? That's what we're going to do. Then now that we have this, let's bring it down a little, right? And then we are going to bring these guys. These are the online channels where you can watch all of them. In case you don't want to attend, you can watch it online. Right? Then you see what we have. So what we're going to do next is we are going to break these guys apart, right? Let's first of all change the font to like conscience bold. We'll not give it that thickness that we gave it before, that we've been using before. Just this, we'll reduce it like this, right? And then we now press Ctrl K on our keyboard, right? We press Ctrl K on our keyboard, and then we now arrange it this way. Arrange it this way, right? So what are we going to do next? We're going to come here and then draw a box like this, very small box like this, right? Let's reduce it a little and bring it here. Right? And then we'll make sure it is centralized. Let's reduce it a little, right? Or reduce it like that. We'll now come to our shape 2 again, come to this place, and then we adjust it like this. We adjust it like this, right? You see what we have right now. The same thing we are going to do for this guy. We are going to copy it and then bring this here like this, right? And then we increase it and then bring it like this. We can reduce it. Let's leave it to like 7, all of them, 7, right? Then we highlight it like this and then copy it down this way. I think this one is too small. Let's delete it and then bring this guy here. So the font is 7. Let's change it to 7 and then we'll bring this in, right? Delete this one too. Change the font size to 7 and then we'll bring it in too, right? You see what we have right now. So we now need let's bring this down a little bit, right? Let me bring it down. We now need icons We need icons. This is Facebook. This is Instagram. This is, I don't know. Let me check. Okay, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and app, right? So we'll now go look for emojis. I mean, icons. We're going to look for icons that we are going to use. So I have some icons saved on my system that I downloaded them some times ago. So, but for you, you don't have it. You just go and download it on Google, right? So, um, I'm going to be copying them like this. I need Facebook. I need this. Okay, let me just copy them like this. And just copy them like this, and then I'll bring it in and paste, right? So if you watch it to this page, subscribe and then say something in the comment section. In fact, request for the icons and I will have them sent to you. All the icons, all of these icons that you're seeing here, all of these icons, I will send them to you, right? They are edited files. They are vectors, right? You can edit them, you can change the color, do anything. Just say something and I will send them to you. You now reduce it like this and then you start bringing them in. You start bringing them in, right? Let's bring Facebook first. Okay, this one is for this and this one is for this and then this one is for this and then this one is for this. So let's go and adjust it one by one, right? Let's adjust this like this, right? You can even change all the colors to red, right? Let's change the colors to red. Let's move this up here. Let's move this too. You can adjust it, right? You can adjust it. Let's give this a red and then the inside too a red, right? Let's do the same thing for this guy, right? So the same thing we are going to do here. We're going to bring this to, we are going to bring it inside. So we'll bring it inside like that. We're going to also give a red. We're going to give a red. The same thing for here. The same thing for here. Right? We're going to do the same thing for all of them. All of them. Let's move this a little. And then let's ungroup this. And then we bring this inside a little. Bring these two inside a little. Right? And then we'll give it red. You can give it any color that you want, but me, I want red, right? Then give this to a red, right? And then you reduce it, and then you bring it in here. right? And then you come here again, and then reduce this. Let's move it a little. Let's move this a little, right? And then we'll bring this guy, we'll bring it in like this. Let's reduce it, right? When you reduce it like that, then you ungroup it. When you ungroup it, then you adjust just the way we've been adjusting everything since, right? Then you give it a red, give these guys two a red, and then give this a red as well, right? You guys see what we have right now compared to this guy that is here, right? So the next thing we are going to do is we are going to come here, and then we don't need this. We only need dates. Okay, let's go look for time icon. We do not have a time icon, or let's find time icon. Okay, we have time icon now. Now that we have it, we come here and then come to mode, bitmap mode, and then black and white, right? Then we outline, trace, line art, right? Then we'll group it by color, right? And bring it inside, then delete this one. We'll do the same thing for this one. Bitmap, mode, black and white, and then OK. Trace bitmap, outline trace, line art, and then OK. Okay, let's group it by color, then OK, right? So the reason that we need to group it by color is because we want to remove the white that is inside, right? When you click on it, you can remove the white, right? You can remove the white once. But if you don't group it by color, you have to removing them one by one, which will rather stress you too much, right? So it's better you group it and then you delete it once. Now that we have this, guys, let's reduce it and then give it the white. This is the time icon, right? And then you bring it in here, right? We'll do the same thing for this guy. We'll reduce it and then give it a white, and then we'll bring it here, date icon. Let's reduce it. Let's increase this guy a little, right? That is it, guys. That is it, guys. That is it, guys. So we now have to bring this color, this logo. We'll bring the logo inside now. So what we need to do is we'll come to uh, bitmap, come to mode, and then come here, black and white again, right? We increase it, make sure that all the details shows. Like if this is reduced, you're losing the content, yeah, of the logo. But you have to adjust it moderately, right? Moderately, to make sure that all the details are showing, right? So now that you have it this way, you now come to trace bitmap, outline trace and then you use line art, right? When you do that, you wait for it to load, you group by color, and then you say okay, right? When you're done like that, you reduce it and then bring it here. When you bring it here, you can click on the line. You can click on the line once, on the white once, and then you delete it, right? Then you now give it white, right? You give you white. So let us adjust it a little, and then let's give this guy a red. Let's give it a red, right? Let's reduce it a little, and then here you have. Here you have it. Let's delete this guy, right? So you see what we have right now. Then the next thing we are going to do is to bring this guy in like this, and then we just do it this way, and then let's put it on top like this, and then leave it this way, right? We go as well bring it like this, and then come here and bring it and take it this way, and then reduce it and reduce it. Guys, we are done. We are done. You can see what we came up with. You can see what we have, right? If you have not subscribed, please subscribe to this channel. Let us grow it together, right? You see what we have. You see what we have. Fantastic design, right? You guys should clap for me. Give me digital clap. Say something in the comment section and subscribe. See you guys on the next one.